Also talk to us, please.
Uh, so about a question.
Your question is the same question.
Yeah. So you made mention of the warehouse. It's
What did you learn the last time we met? What did we talk about? You should know that that's the first thing we'll do before we do anything else.
yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Ramatu. Hello, Ramatu.
Yes. Yeah, good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
So, if we spoke about some of the key features of the warehouse, and we said it's designed for efficient movement of goods.
So, what is a key feature of a warehouse? One of them that would indeed indicate that this is a warehouse. Therefore,
And
it
the
has the
warehouse, the
feature.
place like this, the place,
I can't hear you.
the place, the warehouse, and the place where the warehouse is, or maybe the storage, the activity.
So, what characteristics are you talking about?
The characteristics of the warehouse.
Yes.
Um, for please, please, I'll go and come. Sorry, I just
Okay.
thank you.
You mentioned it, that we said this, and you can't say anything about it. Anyway,
I've forgotten about it tomorrow. Sorry about it.
Gabriel, Apple, what did you learn?
Yes, sir. You talked about the relationship between warehousing and logistics. So warehousing is one of the core components of logistics. So you mentioned that it's a link between production and distribution. So once the products are being produced, you need to keep them before being sold or distributed to the client. And then also, so transportation comes inside, inventory management also comes inside. It also help in order fulfillment. If you don't have a place to store them, it will be difficult to move them to your suppliers, your customers, and also without storing them, inventory management will be a bit difficult. You will either overstore or understore, and it will affect your customers too. Customer satisfaction to customer service too comes inside. So
Okay,
basically, these
great.
are the relationship between that and logistics.
That's awesome. Great. Justice Bojo. Hello, Justice. Okay, looks like Justice is not in class. Rebecca. Ohui.
Yes, sir. Good morning. So
Yes,
please,
good
we
morning.
spoke about the types of warehouse, where we also spoke about the private warehouse, the public warehouse, the bonded warehouse, and then the cold storage warehouse. So under the private warehouse, you mentioned that is used for storing its own goods, and then we used casapreko. a warehouse located in Spintex. We mentioned that it's used for storing drinks before distribution. So we also spoke about the public warehouse, where we said it's being rented to different business, and then it's cost effective. So we also spoke about, we mentioned Gapoa at Tema Port, where importers store containers for short term. So we also spoke about the cold storage warehouse used for perishable goods like food and medicine. And so we can also speak about the fishing harbor for fish and chicken. And then you also mentioned about farm milk located at industrial area. So we also moved to bonded warehouse, where it's used to store imported goods before custom duties are paid. Let's see.
That's a good one.
Thank you,
Very
sir.
well. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Elizabeth can come. Can come, Elizabeth. Okay. Can come is not in class. Are you in class? Okay, can come is not in class. Sandra and Ketia. Sandra, we are getting feedback from your end. Kindly check your connection. Yeah. Sandra, please reposition yourself. Okay. Production.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah. Yeah, morning.
Yes, sir. So, we looked at the operations in warehouse, where we said operations in warehouse refers to the process involved in managing the storage, movement, and then the handle of goods within a warehouse. So we look at one as receiving. So what it does is that who is in charge at the warehouse will accept incoming goods from suppliers. Before that, he or she would check the quality and the quality of it before recording them in the inventory or taking inventory of them. And so we also look at inventory management, where we talk about tracking stock levels and then conducting cycle counts of or full inventory checks. We also look at one operations as shipping. So that means goods are being dispatched or orders are being dispatched to customers, and then also coordinating within transport and logistic providers. And then we look at returns or reverse logistics as one of the operations. So that means goods are inspecting or restocking or disposing. So what it means is that when a customer returns an item which was first distributed to him or her, and that the customer was not satisfied, these goods will be returned. So when these goods are returned, it get back to the warehouse. So that's what we looked at last week.
And so when goods are returned, I think there's a name for that, isn't it?
Yes, that's reverse logistic.
Okay, so why is it that its management is important?
So its management is important because it's always ensure availability of goods so that there wouldn't be overstocking or shortaging at the warehouse. And moreover, it also controls the price on the market.
Reverse logistics.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying the operations as a whole.
I'm saying reverse logistics. Why is its management important?
Sorry, sir.
But it's a very simple question. Yeah, you have mentioned that goods will be returned and all that, and I asked what it's called. You said reverse logistics. And I'm saying that why is it that it's important to manage? So you go to a Wk9, you buy spare parts, you take it to your mechanic, you realize that no, maybe there's a little difference. Then you take it back. You go there, they tell you it can't be changed. You don't give you your money, those stuff. I'm saying that why is it that that bit is important to be managed?
Okay, so I think it's important to manage because first of all, it will first improve customer satisfaction in the sense that if we're let's say a warehouse operator or you are operating a business, you first have to ensure that what you are selling or distributing to your customers meets their demand in order not to bring those things back to bring any, let's say, confusion in that business.
Very good. That's a good one. Yes. Aaron Ahenkra. You see, that's not the only thing that you have to manage reverse logistics for. You recognize that apart from satisfying the customer in terms of making sure that the goods that are returned are replaced, the frequency of it should tell you that there's something wrong with your product, because that can be a hindrance to customers becoming loyal to your organization. It may also mean that you have to really look at your supply chains, how you actually obtain those goods, or how you acquire those goods. You need to indeed watch them. And so it's also helps with your inventory management, because at the end of the day, you should make sure that you have some buffer to be able to take care of some of these things, or you should be mindful of the stock levels that you'll be using, or the type of stock management that you'll be using, whether it's a software, whatever. It means that you should account for that bit which customers may have to indeed come in to ask for. Again, you will also realize that it means that as part of your warehousing management, you should have a place where you have some of these goods actually managed so that it doesn't mix with others. When goods are returned, they should have a space so that if you have to recycle, reuse, or maybe if you even have to bury them, there's several ways of actually going around goods that are returned. So these are some of the things that you should be mindful of. It could also tell whether your employees are on top of their game or not. So why is it that every time goods are sent, there's an issue and then it has to come back and all that? So capacity building, it could influence how you develop and indeed make sure that your staff are well grounded in their operations or their operational duties, such that some of these things can be avoided. But I mean, that kind of operation definitely should be occurring, because you never know. If you should take 100 goods that are sent out, if all goes there and there's no problem, then indeed that is fine. But of course, there is also a margin of error that should be built into that. All right, great.
Okay.
Yes, and also it can allow you to review some of your operations. Okay, so if there's a particular van that when you take it out, there are issues with your product when delivered to customers, then you have to look at it. Probably the air conditioning is not well. There are a few things that has to be considered and all that. So it could be logistics. It could be the means of transport that is a worry. Okay, or a means of transporting it that is a worry, or otherwise. So all these operational inefficiencies can be brought to bear and then adequately dealt with, so that adequate customer satisfaction can be guaranteed. Answer, Jonathan.
Sir. Good morning,
What
sir.
did you? Yeah.
Okay. So we also learned about the site selection. The site selection for a warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize that in selecting an area for a warehouse, you have to consider the transport infrastructure. You have to also consider the what do you call it, the physical factors. Physical factors like the let's say is if the place is prone to floods, and then certain kind of let's say the utilities and all that, and then we also have the regular let's say the financial aspects, like in the financing, how to actually finance the warehousing and all that. Talking about first of all, every necessary devices and then machines and equipment which are necessary for the keeping of your goods, and then like the material handling, and then the inventory management, or and then let's say making, like for instance, when it comes to in transportation, how that you make you consolidate freight for transports, or let's say for transports, how that you make everything ready for delivery and then distribution, all that. Okay, thank you, sir. So I just came from duty, so I was just preparing myself to listen. That's why.
That's fine. That's a good one. Well done for sharing. Yes, that's a good one for sharing your thoughts. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Let's hear from Anthony.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Sir, please, I learned that we have core functions of a warehouse. We talk about the storage, and also
So,
said,
no, everybody knows that I store a warehouse stores. Say something else.
it is a risk bearing,
What is that?
protecting goods from loss or damage, and also
How?
we said
In what way?
protecting goods from loss or damage. As we have the
In what
warehouse,
way?
since it is being kept in a safe place, it helps to protect them from loss. And maybe when maybe there's anything that can cause it to break down or something, when it's kept in a safe place, it helps it there.
Is it true that the fact that you keep something in a warehouse, it is protected or is safe?
How well you place it depends on how safe it is, sir.
How well you place it depends on how safe it is.
Yes, sir.
I don't understand. Please make me understand your statement.
Sir, please, I mean, when you keep.
So use an example. I have a carton of paracetamol syrup.
Yes, sir. So if that, when it's being placed on pallets, well, I think it's safe after it's being packaged.
You recognize that paracetamol syrup may come in bottles.
Yes, sir.
And it may require some kind of a temperature.
Yes, sir.
And because it is medicine, it definitely has to be in a place devoid of all manner of fetus, dust, waste, etc. It should be very hygienic area.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when you are explaining some of these things, you should mention that's why I'm asking. That is it that you just put in a warehouse? No, it's not. It's not. You don't just put it in a warehouse and it is safe. No, you
Yes,
have
sir.
to ensure that wherever within the warehouse, within the warehouse there are layouts. So where medicines are supposed to be, and even it shouldn't be closer to detergents.
Yes, sir.
So you can keep it. You think that you put whatever product in your warehouse, thinking that it is safe, but it may not be safe, depending on
Yes,
where you have placed it, depending on the temperature range within the particular layout area that you put it, and all that. So all these explanations are very important.
yes, sir. Well noted, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, great. All right, let's hear from Father Ush.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
Father Ush. Yeah,
Yes,
here
sir.
we want to.
Sir, I've raised my hand, sir. They've said, oh, I was coming to talk about the importance of warehousing. I've raised my hand, sir.
There are so many things to say about the importance of warehousing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so continue.
Sir, please, so some of the importance of warehousing, we have the risk reduction.
So how would the warehouse reduce risks? Only that one is all I need from you.
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, please, with that one, goods are protected from theft, fire, bad weather.
So what should you do to the goods such that you protect them like that?
Sir, to protect them from bad weather, you need to have a good, secured, and insurance. You need to ensure the place. You need to put it under proper management. Yes, sir.
So that
So that your goods can be kept safe without any risks involved.
okay, that's a very good one for those.
Yes, sir.
You see, there's some more to talk about. Respenda.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
The last time we made mention of the key features of a warehouse, and some of the features we made mention of a large storage space.
A large what?
A large storage space.
Okay.
Then, if you go to the warehouse, you see equipped with handling facilities. That's another key feature. Then, designed for efficient movement of goods. Then there will be a place, another feature is you will see a place where there will be return or reverse logistics area and receiving area. So these are some of the key features in the warehouse. Then we made mention of the difference between warehouse and storage. Then we said storage is an activity within the warehouse, but the warehouse is the place where the activities take place. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Nia Foster. Nia Foster. Okay, sorry.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes,
Let
good
me
morning.
say all my points. Oh, God. we talk about warehouse, and we made mention of key features of warehouse, and we talk about the location where the warehouse will locate.
Why is facility location important? Warehouse location.
And that day you asked this same question. I said, where the warehouse will locate would attract customers or suppliers to come, or you can't just get up and go and build your warehouse at a waterlogged area. So if that happens, when the rain or heavy rainfall, the goods inside the warehouse will spoil or damage. That's why it is important for choosing location very well.
Okay, great. Let's hear from Elsie. Assembly. Elsie, assembly. Okay, so Elsie assembly is not in class. Selena Teria.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Selena, what did you learn the last time?
Please, we learn about warehouse and storage.
So what did you learn?
Okay, I learned something about like the futures of a warehouse.
Okay,
And
the feature.
yes, sir.
Yeah, what are some of the features of a warehouse?
Okay, a warehouse is supposed to have a large storage space to be able to store enough quality goods and materials for use.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Suleiman Amumuni.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good, sir.
Tell us something.
Yes, sir. Sir, the previous session, as my colleagues mentioned earlier, we looked at warehousing, the features of warehousing, inventory, the use of technology in warehousing, and the relationship between warehousing and then transport. So a warehouse is a site, a building that goods, materials, raw materials are kept, maintained, secure before moving it to the final production site, which are being ordered by customers for their final production. So a good warehouse must have a defined layout, the entry, exit, collection point, returning point, as they made mention of reverse logistics. So in the event of return goods, there's a place you receive it. Why those products are received, segregate them from the other product that you have, then you can work on it to correct the deficiency so that it will not return back, and also helps you to build on the lapses that occurred during those products manufacturing. Also, with the use of technology in warehousing management system, it helps meet customers' requests in real time, as in the use of e-procurement, e-ordering, and other stuff, writing emails from the supplier to the warehousing, so that order picking will be in real time without the use of maximum force. Also, it also has a corresponding relationship with transport. So warehousing and transport work together simultaneously. So goods are moved from the farm gates through transport, either by rail, trucks, or pipeline, so that they will be brought to the warehouse or a bulk storage for it to be finally distributed to the end product. So in effect, warehousing it plays a critical role in supply chain management and logistics. Thank you, sir.
Well, that's very comprehensive, Suleiman. That's nice.
Yes,
If you
sir.
write all this for me in your exams, you do very well.
Yes, sir.
Great. Frederica Mensah.
Good morning. Please, we learned about challenges in warehouse, and we said poor inventory control is a challenge, and limited space is also a challenge in the sense that if the products you have are more than the space, you end up by packing them, not arranging them properly, which they can damage. So it's also a challenge. Then we spoke about high storage and maintenance cost as a challenge as well. Please,
Are you done?
yes, please.
Okay, so how do you avoid some of the challenges?
How do we avoid them? So when it
Avoid.
comes avoid, sir, please, what's the meaning of that?
Okay, well, how do you go about it?
So when it comes to the limited space, you have to make sure that you have enough space for the product you are bringing in. And when it comes to poor inventory control, you have to take proper inventory. You have to practice proper inventory in such a way that you don't overstock or stock out of product.
So, can you remember just one method of inventory management?
One method of inventory management. No, please.
If you can't remember, that's fine.
Okay.
Sandra and Katia says I'm not calling her. Sandra. Sandra, feedback is not conducive. Okay. Okay, so let's hear from Kingsley Adolfo.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Sir, in our previous lesson, we learned about storage and warehousing. And we struck the difference between storage and warehousing. We said warehousing is a physical structure, and the storage is the activities that goes on in the structure, the warehouse. We also spoke about factors to consider in selecting a site for warehousing, where we spoke about factors such as the size, the space. The space must be large enough to be able to accommodate the goods. We also spoke about the availability of facilities that must be present in the warehouse. We also spoke about features.
What are some of the facilities that should be in the warehouse? Mention some of the facilities. What do you want to see in the warehouse?
All right, sir. So we spoke about having access routes for easy operations in the warehouse. I.e., we are looking at exit entrance for goods that will be brought in the warehouse in terms of reverse logistics and goods leaving the warehouse. You also spoke about the improved safety, the safety nature of the warehouse, with reference to the goods installed and then the workers at the warehouse. And also in terms of facility that will help reduce delivery time when we are offloading or processing goods out. So we also spoke about some key features of warehousing. And we said the warehouse must be designed for efficient movement of goods. And also we said there must
Well,
be.
what does that mean?
So the warehouse must be designed for efficient movement of goods.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Yeah, sir. So what it means is that the factors that must be put in place to ensure that we have a well-structured warehouse, so that there could be access when goods are being brought into the warehouse and goods are being taken out of the warehouse. So these are some of the things: space for car parking, space for those who are dispatch riders, people who are taking goods outside. All these things must be factored into. Yeah, so
Okay.
can I move on?
Oh, well. Very well, that's fine. Richard Siabi, thank you for your contribution. Richard Siabi.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir, please. We talk about the key features of a warehouse. And then also we talk about how large the storage should be. And also the warehouse should have some equipped handling facilities. And also
Well, if you summarize them like that, so with the handling facilities, what did we mention?
like handling facilities such as cranes and then for a forklift and also
So what
pallets.
is the function what is the function of a crane?
A crane is used for lifting heavy equipment. Sometimes we have overhead cranes. So sometimes for lifting heavy equipment in the warehouse. And also
Okay, so how safe should the warehouse be such that using some of these equipment can be handy?
So the warehouse will be designed in a way where movement of goods should be very, very efficient. So the goods should be stored in a particular way. And we have types of storage system, such as the block stacking and then the palletized storage, and also the racking system. And also it talks about types of warehouses too as well, which is
That's fine. That's fine. Thank you. Queen.
Yes, sir. So we talked about the importance and one of the main.
Before you go on, I see Festus. It is only Festus. I won't call him because I don't have a surname. So go ahead.
Okay, sir. So one of the main importance of the warehouse is it supports bulk purchasing. In this way, the business can buy in large quantities and store them, and also perform a consolidation in the warehouse. Consolidation in the way of, let's say, combining goods from different suppliers, and also helping that it also helping break bulk, like dividing large shipments into small ones. Thank you.
So when you divide it into small ones, what I mean, what's the purpose?
But sometimes like it helps also to identify the product when you are looking for it, or some of the goods so will go to other suppliers. So I think that's the main reason why they break bulk.
Okay, Mr. Doe. Evans Doe. Okay, Evans Doe is not in class. Vanessa Kunedu.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Yeah,
Good.
good morning.
Okay, so I also talk about the challenges in warehouse. Okay, so my point is damage and loss of goods. We spoke about that, and we said that when the
Vanessa, on mute. Vanessa, we can't hear you.
Okay, sir, please can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was talking about the damage and loss of goods at a challenge in the warehouse. When the products are not handled properly, it can obviously damage some of the goods. And we also spoke about the environmental factors. That's the heat, or when when some of the products are not stored or transported under specific conditions. I'm talking about examples are the meat, vegetables, which needs to be stored in cold rooms. When they are not stored there, they can damage.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Let me hear from Festus Asante.
All right. Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
Um,
morning.
Thank you for the opportunity. Um, last week, we learned about the warehousing. You said the warehousing is a physical space where um, items are kept or materials are kept for future onward forwarding. And then the storage is the system that holds the warehousing. So we made mention that the purpose of warehousing is for storage. Sorry, the function of warehousing is for storage purposes, and then the consolidation of it is where we bring items from different kinds of items together for. But however, in so doing, it must be segregated so that, for example, a liquefied petroleum material probably might not mix with water or that kind of sort. And then we made mention about the challenges of warehousing, and we said that it must be spacious. Most often, space is an issue. So, in considering where you should situate a warehouse, you should look at spacing as a factor. And then you also made mention of the safety of the people who will probably be managing or working at the warehouse. It must be laid in a way that the safety of the people and the environment is guaranteed.
However, we also made mention that I think. Sir, thank you. I think I would like to end here. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, I think I was muted. Okay, so
Hello,
great.
sir.
I think I was muted. All right, let's move on to talk about what we have to do today. I've noted all those I called and they never responded.
Good morning, sir.
I've noted them down.
Hello, sir.
So let's move on.
Hello.
Sir, please, I never heard my name, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, who is calling me?
Hello, sir. Evans Doe, I tried to respond, but I was having network challenges. So I just raised my hand. I thought you might call me again.
It's been a while. You should have sent a message. No message came. Assembly else, no message came. I've noted all your names.
Forgive me, sir. I raised my hand, so I thought you might call me back
So
when
if
the
the place is noisy,
test is
send a
finished.
message. Ahenkra, have you not spoken already?
No, sir.
Share your thoughts, please.
Sir, please, mine is on modern trends in warehouse.
Fella.
Automation, yes, automation and robotics. Robots have the ability to sense damaged items before they even enter the warehouse, and they know how to handle items properly and arrange them properly in the warehouse. And proper warehouse management system. These are softwares that enables or promotes.
What are you doing? Just say what you know. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Aaron, pick
Yes,
one
sir.
item and speak to it. Don't add a lot of things. You get
Yes, sir.
Yes, you find yourself in there. Okay, thank you. Okay, Evans.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Last 2 weeks, I remember we worked on warehousing and storage and operational challenges the warehousing storage gets, and we said without proper scheduling, sometimes warehouses can experience simultaneous delivery surges that makes the warehouse overflow, and the drivers are not able to dock their assignments. And also operational scaling. It is used as a production level to meet the customer demand. And that's what I remember, sir. Thank you.
Okay, that's okay. Yes, assembly.
Sir. Morning. Sorry about earlier. Last week, we learned about the importance of warehousing and then material handling equipment. So I want to talk about the material handling equipment. We learned that for easy movements in the warehouse, to store, like to keep things or stacking things up on the shelves, we need things like forklifts, which will lift the goods up to be stocked on the shelves. And then we have conveyor belts too, which can be used to tie the goods to prevent them from falling. Then we have cranes, as my colleague said earlier, that they are also used in lifting very heavy items to keep in the warehouse. And we spoke about the modern trends in warehousing, such as the automation and robotics. That is the use of robotic machines to detect, or they can tell when materials are spoiled or are not good. Yes. And then we learned about the warehouse.
What's the importance of automation?
Importance of automation. Yes, please. It can detect if items are spoiled. And then it can even, it will help with the stacking the items at the right places, because they are robots. It's not human beings that will be moving the materials that it can cause them to fall. If it's a robot, it is directed by like a system or something electric. So it will do as it is directed to, or the command it is given. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. I think then that's fine. Afo, you can have the last word and then we can move on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir. So, the last time we talked about the warehouse and then storage, and then the warehousing itself. So, you made us understand warehouse and storage they are the key part of logistics and supply chain, where the warehousing, you said you made us understand the process of storing goods in safe place until they are needed. So I wanted to find out from this one, the warehousing and then the warehouse. Is there a difference between that? Because some of my colleagues have been monitoring, and then there has been a mess up. So I wanted to find out first, is there any difference? Because for me, the last time you made that understand the warehouse is the place or the facility, and then the warehousing is the activities happening in that particular facility. And then the other thing we talk about is the type of the storage. You made mention of the box storage, where goods are stored in large quantities without packaging. And then another one is the open storage. That's for goods that are not affected by weather. And you also talk about the difference between warehouse and the storage. The key difference. I remember you said the key difference was the warehouse, the place, and then the storage, the activity. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yes, you asked about storage and warehouse. This has been mentioned severally. The differences many of your colleagues have mentioned. Anybody to share?
Sorry, sir. I said it's the warehouse and then the warehousing. I wanted to find out warehouse and then warehousing. Is there any difference between those
Yes,
two?
colleague. Who remembers what I've shared before? Warehouse and warehouse.
So,
Yes, go ahead.
okay, so a warehouse is the physical facility in which all the activities of a warehouse what actually occurs. And then warehousing is also talking about the activities itself. What actually happens within what the warehouse. Because, for instance, when you talk about warehousing will have certain kind of other features, which would include what? First of all, the management of the space, the inventory management, the even the
Controls.
storage itself, and then all that. You see, but then when you talk about the warehouse is that actual facility in which all these things what happen. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so any other questions with regards to what we did last week? Yeah, if not, then we'll go ahead and look at what you sent to me with respect to the assignment that you sent to me. All right. So, Vanessa Konodu.
Yes, sir.
Question 1. What did you share? And in answering, show your face. Let me hear. What did you send to me?
So the assignment, is it question 1? Or I should?
Yeah. Question 1. What did you send to me? And show your face and tell me.
Okay.
Okay, Vanessa is not ready. Then it's also.
Yes, sir.
Then is also.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, sir. Number 1. What did you send to me? Show your face.
So number one was about the key elements of logistics.
So what did you send?
I listed the key elements and then explained transportation and then inventory management.
So transportation. What did you write?
I wrote about movement of goods from farmers to the warehouse and the customers.
Farmers.
Yes, please.
Okay, so what example did you give in there?
I give examples of the transportation using of the usage of big machineries for movement of goods to the customers in their respective areas, and inventory of management and the warehousing. Inventory of management, whereby I said about the control
Inventory
of
of management. No, managing inventory rather.
Yes, please. And I said that the control of stock to avoid overstocking and then understocking too. And I mentioned about housing, warehousing too, and then other processing as well.
Okay, that's fine. Elizabeth can come.
Yes, sir.
Yes. What did you write? What did you send?
This is the
Put
number
your video
one.
on. I call you. If you are not ready, let me hear from Fadaus. I'll come back to you. Can come. Fadaus, put your video on. Tell me what you put there, what you sent.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Fadaus.
Sir, please, for the question 1, you asked about identify and explain 4 key of logistics management. Sir, please, I wrote inventory management, and to it, no, I explained the meaning of it, that it refers to controlling of stock level.
Controlling of stock level, that's all.
Fish farm experiencing overstocking and understocking, showing weak damage forecasting. Yes, sir. So the 4 key elements, I gave transportation, inventory management, warehousing, and order processing or information flow.
And what did you write about information flow?
Sir, please, I said this include receiving, processing, and fulfilling customers' orders. Manual system leads to error, delay, and slow response to customers' needs.
So when you say manual systems leads to errors, what do you mean?
Sir, please, with that one, I think with the manual one, sometimes it can be slow or the input from people can create an error, but with the information
Digital
flow
one.
or with the digital one, every item has been key with the pricing. So with that one, if you scan the barcode, it automatically picks the price and tabulate it for you. Unlike the manual one that maybe I can skip one item and then key something different.
Very well. Thank you so much. Well done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Viela Kingsley. Viela Kingsley.
Yes, sir.
Number 3. What did you send?
So question 3. It was about how effective inventory management can help.
Please please. I said that. Put your camera on. Let's discuss.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, said yes, as I was saying, you asked us to how effective inventory management can help. With that one, I wrote effective inventory management ensures the right quantity of goods is available at the right time. Yes, so with this, if your goods are in stock at the right time and in its quantity, it helps. It can help. And the second one too, I wrote demand forecasting.
No, let's stay on the first one. It can help in what way?
Effective inventory management ensures the right quantity of goods is available at the right time. So let's take it that maybe you have your customers and they come and realize you have no stock, you are out of stock, you don't have maybe the available goods they normally come to buy. So with the effective inventory management, you always make sure there's goods available, your customers' choice, so that when they come, they were able to get what they wanted.
Very well.
I don't know.
Thank you. It's fine. Vanessa Kunadu, are you back?
Yes, sir. Sir, please, I'm back.
Go ahead.
Okay, so what I wrote under the 4 key elements of logistics. The first one I wrote transportation, management of transportation. I wrote that moving goods from one place to the other is part of transportation. For instance, fresh farm goods transports produce to a central warehouse in Accra after sourcing it from rural farmers in various regions. And also perishable fruits and vegetables. That's example, pawpaw or tomatoes can also spoil due to poor road networks and improper scheduling. So in order to guarantee...
How can improper scheduling be curtailed?
Okay, so when you are transporting tomatoes and you don't package it well, and the roads are bad, yes, the roads are bad, it can damage.
We are talking about time scheduling. So how would that affect them?
Oh, okay. So traffic, if there is a lot of traffic, and let's assume you are moving from Accra to Kumasi, and there's a lot of traffic on the road, it would delay the delivery time of the product.
But don't you think that you should have full knowledge of the traffic situation before you then decide the type of mode you use?
Sometimes, accident happens, you might not know.
So you are waiting for that accident. Okay.
No.
All right, well done. Sandra Kamasa, are you here? Thank you, Vanessa.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Good
Tell
morning,
us.
sir.
Yes. Question 2. What did you send?
Okay, so the question 2 was talking about the major logistic challenges and their effects. And then I wrote transportation as one of the major challenges, such as poor roads and then bad scheduling. This can cause late deliveries and all that.
But you're talking about bad scheduling. I mean,
yes, sir.
Why do you schedule badly? What would lead you to do that?
That's when you don't plan very well.
We are listening to you, please.
When you don't plan very well, and then you
You see, my work is not easy. So you don't plan. If you don't plan very well, then what happens? You don't schedule very well. Then it what affects what?
It affects delivery, sir.
So it affects
So
delivery
in
schedule.
the case, yes, sir. In the case of the case study given, that's the fresh farm. In this case study, it affects the company because the fresh produce can spoil before reaching the customers, leading to losses.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, sir.
Rebecca, so on.
Yes, sir.
Number 3, what did you send?
Okay, so I sent is that explain how effective inventory management can help solve the problems identified in the case. So I said effective inventory management helps solve fresh farms, food limited problems by balancing stock levels, improving products freshness, and supporting better planning. It reduces overstocking, which causes spoilage, prevents understocking, which leads to lost sales, and ensures efficient coordination between supply, storage, and distribution. So I used a typical example. I said by using a simple inventory system, which with reorder levels, fresh farm can know when the stock of items like pepper is low and restock on time.
This avoids running out of products while also preventing excess stock that could spoil in the warehouse.
But do you remember
Yes,
just
sir.
one inventory management strategy that can be used?
Inventory
So
management strategy.
yes. Remember
No,
just
sir.
one. You don't remember just even one. Okay. So find out inventory management strategies that you can use so you can have all this that you're talking about. You can have all these positives that you're talking about. Okay?
Sir, please, can I speak about the just in time? Oh,
Yes, why not? It's an inventory management strategy.
okay. All right, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's
Sorry,
hear
sir.
from Hassan Jonathan. Thank you, Rebecca.
All right, sir.
So, so, okay, so the number three.
No.
How effective? Uh-huh.
Number 4.
Okay. So then, number 4, we have the practical solutions to improve logistics operations. So I wrote invest in cold storage facilities to reduce spoilage and extend product shelf life. And then 2, so the use of refrigerated trucks to maintain a cold chain during transportation. Then 3, adopt automated order processing systems to reduce errors and improve response times. And then the 4th, I said apply demand forecasting tools based on historical and seasonal sales data. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Hassan.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned that you have ways of averting some of these challenges.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in order to avert that particular challenge, what do you do?
So I said that, first of all, with it, for instance, let's say the transportation whereby when the goods are carried to the customers, certain of the majority of the goods get spoiled. This means that we can invest in cold storage, or let's say the cold trucks, the trucks which are mounted with freezers, which will preserve the life of the produce which are being transported to the final consumers. So, and then I said the use of the investing in cold facilities to reduce spoilage and then extend product shelf life. So because of the overstocking, if there is overstocking, which causes certain of the products to get spoiled, then it means that the cold rooms will be very necessary to be able to keep the excess, which in other words are called the buffer stock. So if we bought in excess, which the excess are going to be in buffer, then definitely we will need the cold storage rooms or certain apparatus which would actually keep it safe from being spoiled, so that now our finances, or we will not have any kind of financial issues, or let's say capital being lost. And then the next thing is that adoption of automated order processing systems to reduce errors and improve response times, which is that if we are to do, let's say, manual manual processing and then all that, is sometimes, even if we look at the time differences when the since it's all in Ghana here, let me just talk about within Ghana here. So let's say other processing. Sometimes certain people, they come from work and then let's say while they are at work, they are so busy and then let's say they come very late. How about the ordering? In the ordering, are you there to actually process the orders? No. But when there is an automated order processing system, definitely when the orders come, those what do you call it, the processing systems would respond. And then number two is that when there is let's say an amount of, let's say there's no storage space for excess buffer, then definitely certain what do you call it, the warehouse management systems are able to also alert us that we cannot have some more, or let's say if we are also being understocked, then definitely it also prompt us that we need to buffer stock. So that's the importance of what the automated order processing system. And then we also have apply demand forecasting tools based on.
Yes, I think that the first one has been well articulated, and that's a very good one. Well done.
Yes, sir.
Well done for sharing your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Elizabeth can come.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, number one.
Okay.
What did you share, please?
So please, I wrote inventory management, and it is the controlling stock level to match demand. So fresh farm struggles with overstocking, too much stock that cause waste, and understocking, too little stock that cause shortage.
But if you are covering your face and your lips, how can we hear you? Please, don't cover your face and your lips. We are but that's what we are seeing. So please talk to us so that we can make meaning of what you are saying. Okay? Please go ahead.
Yes, please. So please, good inventory management balances supply and demand, avoids losing and keeping customers satisfied. So management must be tracking to know what customers need rightly to avoid wastage. That leads to loss. And I wrote warehousing. It involves storing and handling goods before distributing. So fresh farm
Okay,
uses.
That one we are very happy with that one. So that's fine. Let me hear from Enoch Penu.
Yes, sir. So I'm listening on the question you are giving to me, either question 1 or 2.
Or 4. So go to 4.
4. Okay, so the question 4, recommendation, practical solution to improve operation Fresh Farm Foods Limited. So I talked about the invest in cold chain logistics. That's install refrigerated storage in the warehouse and use refrigerated trucks to keep produce fresh during transit.
Okay, so if Fresh Farm is able to undertake some of these things that you're saying, that's when their challenges can be curtailed. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so if that's what you're saying, then mention one particular activity that you think that can make a very big difference in the life of Fresh Farm.
One particular under the cold chain logistics.
Yes.
I think for the transit of the goods, I think the trucks refrigerator will solve that problem.
Okay. But
thank you.
How do you ensure that the products that are supposed to move from one point to the other is able to contain such, it's able to indeed stand the temperature ranges that we are talking about.
Sir, the question again.
I'm saying that how do you think that the system you're talking about can be able to manage the cold chain effectively?
Okay, so the cold chain logistics, it deals with perishable goods like fruit, fresh fish, and so on. So the fresh farm is based in Accra, and sometimes they have to deliver goods at either Takoradi or Bolgatanga before they will get there. Without the refrigerated trucks, the goods can be damaged or spoiled. So having that refrigerated trucks will help to prevent spoilage or obsolete from. So that's the reason why they should have that truck.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. George Ojiri.
Yes, sir.
Number 2.
Yes, sir.
Number 2 is inventory. So talk about it.
Number.
What did you say?
Please 1 second. I'm getting there. Okay, number 2. Yeah, inventory control. No.
What did you send?
There. Question number 2. Question number 1. Sorry, please 1. Okay, it's talking about the major challenges. He said we should discuss 3 major logistics challenges. So I sent about the maintaining an unbroken cold chain. Hello, sir.
What are you saying? Unbroken cold chain. Okay, so what do you mean?
I'm saying maintaining the unbroken chain, cold chain. I mean the most critical challenges is ensuring products remain within specific temperature and humidity range from harvest to retail.
Okay. Okay, if you say so. All right, so let's hear from Serafina.
Good morning.
Yes,
Yeah.
good morning.
Please question.
Question 4.
Question 4. So with question 4, I'm sorry. So please, question 4, I wrote introduce cold storage for the facilities. Use better delivery trucks. There are some companies with this one. In the case that it's a freshman this thing. So they have this van for those they have a van that they use to distribute cold storage. Example of those people that use the van that has the cold this thing like a fridge or freezer in it is what's the name? Frosty Bites or the what's the name of this company? Blue Skies. You see, they have this particular van that they use for keeping of their items in it for it not to go bad or for it not to spoil. And then I also wrote that used to rejuvenate
sorry, use refrigerated trucks for their transport. That's what I spoke about right now. This will reduce spoilage of the fresh products.
Okay, that's fine. This will reduce the spoilage of the fresh products.
Fresh products, yes, please.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
Yes, let's hear from. Right, she's excited. Yes, Venda.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
You.
Hello, sir.
Question 3. Let's see your face. Question 3.
Question 3. Please, a minute. So question 3 is talking about how effective inventory management can solve problems. So the first one, I made mention of cut cost. So avoid overstocking by forecasting with data from supermarkets. In Accra or Kumasi, for example, if ShopRite orders 20% more pineapples in December, plan with the farmers earlier. Then I made mention of prevent overstocks. Set safe stock for fast-moving items like onions. For example, always keep 3 days of restaurant orders for onions using past sales orders, past sales data. Then I made mention of reduce spoilage. So I made mention that the explanation, that means cold storage data to move orders, to move older perishable fast.
Thank you, thank you. That's fine. All right. Let's briefly look at this and then we can call it a day. Well done to all of you. I think that it shows that, most of you really took your time to read what you sent, and that's good. All right, so let me bring this up for us to look at it for the next 20 minutes, and then we would call it. All right.
Hello.
A moment, I'm sharing something for you to see. So just a moment. All right. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, very well. So let's briefly look at materials management and then take it from there. So managing materials has to be done in such a manner that the organization will not lose. The organization would indeed make gains rather. And the organization is supposed to ensure that every material within their space is well taken care of. And by doing so, it means that even acquiring the materials has to be done efficiently, effectively, and it has to be on a need basis such that whatever it is that is coming into the organization is adequately needed. And it means that there's been some analysis to realize that, okay, these materials are very well needed for the company. That is why the materials are being gotten. And so, as far as materials management is concerned, it's important to plan, organize, and control the flow of materials from their initial purchase or procurement through internal operations to the service point through to it being distributed. So that whole chain is very, very significant. When we talk about material management, it transcends even beyond when the product has been delivered to the customer, because if there's a point where there has to be a reverse logistics, that also has to be managed, and that's materials belonging to the organization, and that has also got to do with managing the material. So again, material management can be seen as scientific techniques, which has to do with planning, organizing, and control. So in every aspect, there has to be a plan with regards to how you manage materials. So you realize that as far as every element is concerned, there is some form of management of materials in there. If you take transportation, definitely transport has to do with the carriage of materials, goods, etc. And therefore, that has to be managed. If you take inventory management, inventory has to do with goods. You can't manage it. If it has to do with information management, you are sending information with regards to the goods. And so you have to manage that. If it has to do with order processing, you're ordering, the order you are processing is goods. You need to be able to manage that. So at every point in time, you realize that management of materials is critical. And so planning adequately for it, organizing it, and making sure that its flow is controlled becomes paramount. What's the aim? You want to be able to get the right quantity, the right quality, the right time. You make sure that you indeed deposit or deliver it at the right place, and then for the right cost. In some instances, you have several of them with the right people, etc. So here you have right quantity of supplies and all those things. Some make it 7, etc. But the principal point is that each one of them carries quite a bit of weight, because if the quality is poor, then everything else cannot indeed matter. Okay. And so to get all right, it means that the quality has to be on point. The quality of the material has to be on point. Because if it's for production, then it means that it becomes paramount, because the end product will tell. Okay, and customers will also tell. Indeed, if it moves to customers and customers have a lot to say about it, then what have you done? So it means that right from the word go, the quality has to be there. And it falls right under the nose of the procurement department, making sure that they go through the right procedures and processes in order to acquire the right quality of goods through the right suppliers, through the right channels, to get to the intended destination. So all these rights are very, very critical. But the most critical is the quality bit. Okay. Because sometimes, even if it's of good quality and you're getting at a particular cost, which may be higher than the norm, you may want to really pick it up. Why? Because you have your customers at heart and you want to indeed meet their needs and all that. So what's the purpose of managing materials? You want to gain as far as the purchasing bit is concerned. So if there are some discounts that you want to attract, if you want to go through the right procedures and all, you want to make sure that you are using the procurement method that meets the acquisition of a particular product, then indeed you are making a right choice. You want to satisfy the demand during the period of replenishment, of course. At every point in time, you need inventory and all that, so you want to manage it. You want to make sure that you carry reserve stock to avoid stock out. Okay, so some buffer here and there would also help. You want to stabilize fluctuations in consumption. Okay, and so you manage the materials adequately. And here, you're not talking about just one material, but all materials within the system has to be adequately managed, such that you avoid stock out, such that you also make sure that, at every point in time, whatever requirements are coming from the various sales points, you are able to meet them. And then you also want to provide reasonable level of client services. Okay, so the level of service is very, very important. Okay, at every point in time, customers would be demanding, if they are not even demanding, you should know that, as part of your operations, the level of service is paramount. And here you can categorize the level of service because, of course, your A customers would attract, some kind of service, and indeed that would be superior service than your B customers or your C customers. So that categorization is also very, very important, so that you can use somewhat Pareto to achieve a lot in your organization. Look for the Pareto principle, please. So indeed, why the objective of material management is to make sure that primarily you are able to go through this, having the right price. If there is indeed some form of high turnover, it is looked at. You want to look at procurement and storage costs. You want to look at continuity of supplies. You want to ensure that there's consistency in quality. You want to indeed engage very excellent suppliers who would indeed see you as a partner and therefore would consistently bring in quality products. Again, you want to make sure that there's some development of personnel to be able to manage materials adequately. So if there are some training sessions, there are some workshops that they have to attend, you adequately develop them and bring them up to speed to the current, materials management techniques as it is. There has to be some good information and ICT systems to be able to transmit information to and fro within and without the organization. That is very, very important as far as managing materials are concerned. Okay, all the channels of communication has to be activated such that you can get real-time information to manage these materials. And secondarily, you can also look at it from the forecasting point of view, because whatever you bring in should lend itself to adequate forecasting. Okay, and so material management's objective is to make sure that you're able to forecast well. Okay, you're able to look at departmental harmony. Creating that one is also very important. Okay, because that is also part of managing materials. If particular product is left with a particular quantity, how you even demarcate the sharing is very important to creating that harmony within the organization, so that there's no apprehension bad feelings amongst employees. That can also lead to product improvement if you're managing the materials very well, because then you know whether indeed storage conditions are affecting it, and if there are defects here and there. You can also share your thoughts with the producer or the manufacturer, so that there can be some form of standardization in there, okay, so that at every point in time, the product you are getting is of good standard and can meet the need of your organization. It can also lead to what we call make or buy decision. You either manufacture or produce what you need because you have the technical know-how and all, or you outsource. Sometimes you want to focus on your main core mandate, okay, so that indeed you can leave other non-core activities to other organizations to do that on your behalf. Okay, so that if there are even new materials and products in the market, you get to know because you're on the ground. Your eyes are widely opened and you really focusing on which new products, new trends, new techniques that are in town or within the market, so that you can also benefit from it. Favorable reciprocal relationships. Of course, material management comes with people management as well as relationship management, and that is key. And this to transcend the internal operations, because you need to also make sure that you have very salient relationships with the suppliers and others. So, indeed, you want to ensure that you're containing the cost as much as possible, because managing these materials means that you want to ensure efficient resource utilization, and therefore you instill efficiency in all the activities that has to do with material management. Okay, so sourcing the materials, storage, packaging, and all the elements of logistics, you have to make sure that you are instilling efficiency in there. So at the end of the day, you need to indeed be cost conscious, okay, so that you can make gains as much as possible. Yes, Gabriel.
Yes, sir. So this one is sorry. Because of a 15-minute break, sometimes it's difficult when one lecture uses more of his time. So I don't know if you can give us 2 hours within the week in the evening so that we continue.
You want to take my 2 hours in the evening? Hey, really?
One evening within the week.
Evening within the week.
Or 1 hour.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so
Okay.
now I'm finished with this slide, and then that will be it.
So work on that and give you the day.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's land on this slide. Okay, 4 basic needs of material management. What it is that you need to have quite enough of the materials at hand, especially when needed. Okay, acquiring them via the lowest possible prices or the lowest possible means. But of course, looking at the quality and the value that it brings. So here, value for money kicks in. You want to also minimize the inventory investment as much as possible. This we have indeed mentioned it as far as inventory management techniques and all has been concerned. And the key thing here is to operate efficiently. And so you are looking at reduction in human use, reduction in cash use, and also making sure that time is adequately managed so that you can indeed have time to do other things. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? All right. Yes, Apple.
Yes, sir. So, from your explanation, the definition, it means material management, though it's part of under the logistic, but I see that it really start with logistics and end with it.
Most definitely. But it's cutting across. Yes, any other question? Yes, Adolfo. Oh, okay, I think Sulemana.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, just a quick one. Sir, with the 5 rights, the right quality, right quantity, right time, right place, and right cost. I think these are the very essentials requirements that are needed in material management and plays a critical role to that effect. So, in the event that goods are not supplied at the right time, maybe the production line needs the supply to effect its production at a certain point in time, and then goods arrive late, will affect it. Also, at the right place, let's say the factory or industry, this thing is in Accra, and then the goods, by way of miscommunication, the goods find its way to Takoradi or Kumasi. It will also have a challenge in the production line. The quality, time, and then price as well. So I think these are very essential to everyone in the role of logistics, and we must prioritize it in our dealing and scheduling. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Hassan, Jonathan.
So, please, I want to know with this inventory material handling, like and then inventory management, the key differences.
So you realize that material handling encompasses every aspect of the logistical chain. Every aspect of the logistical chain handles most of the elements or all the elements in there, as I explained earlier. The inventory looks at inventory.
Yes, sir. So, now inventory. Looking at the material handling, that is from the purchasing of, let's say, the raw materials, and then, so I hope that this in the raw materials are also what inventory.
Yes.
Okay. So meaning basically the inventory management really falls within, even though like it's integrated in a way. The inventory management.
As I've always said, that's why you realize that I've been looking at the relationships amongst the elements. And
yes, sir.
Yes, so in some instances, you may not really find clear cut because they are related. There are relationships amongst them. You cannot procure anything without information sharing.
Yes, sir.
You get me? Yes, you want inventory, you have to get the information. But in fact, by managing that inventory itself would require information. Okay. And inventory it may require some form of packaging. You need to package the inventory such that they can stand the test of time, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You have to move the inventory, and that is movement, transporting from one point to the other. You may either use crane, you may either use forklift, or you can use a truck. And definitely for you to indeed move it, it means that there's been an order. That's order process.
Yes.
Okay, and indeed, you should have sent some information to receive the order. So that can also be demand. You need to plan your demand before you give the order. So demand planning.
Sure.
You getting me? And it is indeed kept. When you receive it, you keep it somewhere. It's either a storage place or a warehouse.
Yes, sir.
So you see the interrelationship. And you need to manage this because there are materials involved. Even before you bring the materials, you need to acquire the materials. It has to go through procurement. So I'm saying that material handling encompasses all these.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So on this note, I want to thank you for your time. Oh, and okay, let's listen lastly to Kingsley. Adolfo.
Sir, inventory investment. So to say to minimize inventory investment, can you throw a little bit light on it?
Oh, yeah. So you don't have to tie the inventory in there. So you need to minimize it so that you don't overstock or understock. That balance is key. So that's what it means, that you lower the investment in inventory such that, once there's free flow, then indeed you're making a point. But if you tie your investment in there and it's so high in there where you require, resources to do other things, then you'll not be managing inventory as adequately as possible or efficiently. That's what I mean. Okay, Hassan, have the final word and then we'll close.
Yes, sir. So the inventory investment. Can you also talk about like the minimizing because of capital, probably being capable of being locked up in the stock, or am I right or wrong?
Oh, that's what I just said. Locking up capital such that capital that you need to do other things, you have locked it down. And so that's you can easily lock that down, especially when you get a forecasting wrong, poor planning. Also, anticipating that there's going to be some bumper, sales and all that, or poor sales, poor understanding of the market and etc. etc. So all that indeed has a significant role to play as far as managing that bit is concerned.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, so folks, have a wonderful day and all the best. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.